So good morning once again and welcome. It's time for What's Up and About. 30th September, Saturday is going to be the, what do you call it now, the installment of PJ, Pastor Jimmy Odukoya's installment as the leader of Fountain of Life Church.
The senior pastor.
Yes, the senior pastor. This is after the passing away of his father on the 7th of August.
Yeah.
Well, would you say congratulations are in order? But there's a lot of things, a lot of preference, a lot of talk that has also followed this regarding him being the senior pastor. Some on very different, aspects of the conversation are out there, especially on social media. There's plenty of talk about his urbanness and whether he is worthy of being a leader of people, of a religious group of people. I've got a few things to tell, but I was wondering what you guys had to say about this. You look to Mike because it was quiet when he was in church. I mean,
let's see what we need to look at.
Well, Mike, what do you think? Though, seriously, what do you think? Do you have any?
Why you not the way to another person to talk?
You're a choir boy now.
Well,
Okay.
so first I'd like to say congratulations to Pastor Jimmy Odukoya. I think he's deserving of the new feats, and the new mandates that has been given to him. There's no however here, right? I know that he's been judged a lot on his outward appearance, the way he looks, and people are saying that.
You should define that outward appearance so that people who don't know understand.
He's the way, no, not just the hairstyle. He wears earrings.
His piercing.
So he has piercings. He's
got dreads.
Sure,
he's an actor.
But most of these churches that are a lot of churches that have branches here, and they have different standards for dressing. There are churches here that they will send you out for looking some way, and their branch outside the country.
They look.
That's how they
look,
look, and there's no problem.
There's no problem with it.
So we now understand that standards are not universal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well,
So,
you want to continue?
Yeah. So he's been judged based on that. But we know very much that God, who is the best person in this case to judge us based on our actions, only looks at, he doesn't judge us based on our outward appearance. He's more concerned about the heart, which matters more.
Okay.
And let's not also forget that he's not taking this position as a newbie. He's a trained pastor.
Yeah,
He's had years of training. Other than that, he's also gone to school to learn the art of pastoring. So it's not just, it's not just him just coming and say, oh, no, okay, or what. Other than the fact that his father actually passed it on to him, it was more of a succession, like, he succeeded, his father, told him gave him the
Mandate?
The mandates, to do it. I just feel that, can we just, give him, let's not judge based on,
Okay. So,
let's just allow him, go ahead and...
Religion, basically, especially certain arms of religion, have been known to be quite pedantic. They want to stick to how this is the tenets, this is how it is, it can't change. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. Fine. You mentioned something. It wasn't just today. His name is actually PJ Odukoya, and P there stands for Pastor Jimmy Odukoya. Great. Now, however, I would say this: if you're called upon to lead a group, no matter what that group is, whether it's a social group or a religious group, I think that it also behooves a person to also notice that you have certain image. No, not image. There's an image, yes, that is expected of you at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. It might not be that whatever you are wearing or whatever your preferences are for how you look or how you present that image is bad. To you, it might not be. But could it be misleading to anyone who does not have as good an education in that group or in that field as you do? Perhaps they're not as versed as you are. And like, why would you be wearing earrings now? No, I don't think. So would it be fair for you to say, okay, just because I don't want to mislead or push away these people, let me perhaps take this off or take that out? Now, these are not what I'm not saying that this is what should be. I'm just simply putting that out there and saying, would that not be a fair consideration to the people that you are about to lead?
The people that
Devil's advocate here.
the people leading, I feel like if they don't have any problem with it, then.
But they do. A lot of people do. A lot of
in the church.
Right, yeah. Oh, a lot of comments have been raining.
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about that.
In the
People-
church?
Yes.
People have said, hey, okay, since you're taking this mandate, maybe it's going to be time for you to actually note that you're leading people. You should do something about. There was one particular message: do something about your hair. Others are like, okay, about your piercings and this and that, and how you look, how you present. Let's also note that he's a well-known actor. If you don't know who we're talking about, he's Obade in The Woman King.
Yes.
You know, the villain
And
in The
he's
Woman
also
King.
played a whole
lot of other roles.
Other movies. To be honest, I really don't think it matters because we're in a time where I wouldn't say so. There's a thin line between Christianity and spirituality, right? And that line is quite, it's sort of blurred, but there is that, line. And people, tend more to focus more on the Christianity than the spirituality. And that's where, questions or conversations around how one looks
or presents
matters, which in this case, it doesn't. Let's not forget that there's sometimes, I would even like to believe that because of the way he looks, it would even draw more younger people to the church because they feel it's a place where they feel it's a place that is welcoming.
Yeah, I'm welcome here.
That welcomes them regardless of who they are. Which of course that is what God or Christ even expects from us in the first place. That is what the church is meant to represent. It's meant to be a home for everyone, regardless of how you look or who you are. So who are we now to now come forward and say, oh, because of how you look, you shouldn't be on the pulpit? Are we God? Are we the one that gave him the mandate?
Mike, why are you smiling?
Yeah, but the other angle that has been trending is church business.
Oh, the church industry.
Church industry, and how some members of the cleric also fired back and said, okay, if it's a business, why don't you go and start it with your family if it's that easy? And people are like, oh no, a cleric shouldn't talk that way to the laity, as it were. But it is what it is. And I can confidently say a number of churches have gotten into businesses or are businesses. They have board of trustees that their family members are the ones in charge. Churches now have businesses, even as far as having banks. Where did the money come from? It's the church money. So it is what it is. It is a business, and if you do have a business, who would you want to put there?
Someone you trust, I guess.
Exactly. So, yeah, they run businesses. So, I mean, churches run schools. What is a school? Charity.
He's got a point there.
I mean, it's not a point.
He's got a point
It is a fact. It's not a point.
Yeah, I hear you.
The churches run schools. They run press. They run stuff.
Yeah, but
And all of that are registered on like the church is the one that, so.
Personally.
okay. So what monies are we supposed to use to manage the church?
Huh?
What monies are supposed to be used to manage the church?
Donations, contributions, untaxed
I'm
fares.
not about the money or not. My point is that the churches run businesses, and that is what it is. The other part I just need to mention about his father, which stood out for me, was when, at a point, all the branches of the churches he had, he let them go in such a way that he let the presiding pastors do whatever they want with it and start up their own ministries. And I think that I'd never heard about it before. Very unusual. So for somebody to do like that, I think to a large extent, I would trust that person's wisdom. I would trust that person's heart. I would trust that this person is not being
selfish. It's not exactly. It's not
selfish.
for his
somebody
own
to even
gain.
do that. Do you know what that means?
I'm going to look at this from an angle that is not the religious angle. Change is the only constant thing, quite frankly, whether you like it or not. If we look back at what industries used to look like from before, there are certain, like in banks, for instance, you couldn't work at a bank if it was 10 or 5 years ago, Mike, because of your beard. But now you find people who actually have dreads, who are occupying positions that are very corporate. So that change is the only constant thing. If you want to apply it into the church, well, I guess perhaps maybe it then fits
Maybe
well.
it actually even needs a change. Maybe old religion, new religion, bring in the new.
Perhaps. Well, we don't have the main say here. What's your opinion? Do let us know. Use the hashtag WakeUpNiger on TVC.